This is a very quick introduction to the DIALE framework. Let's have a little look at the framework itself. This relates to digital artifacts for learner engagement. And by digital artifacts, we are talking about video, audio, text, and image. The framework is intended to support teachers to look at what they might do in a learning situation with digital artifacts. What is it they want the learners to do with the particular object? This is because there is a huge amount of digitized content available, but little guidance on how to use the content beyond its value as subject material. So we've developed a framework which is interactive and available on the web through JISC, is available through YouTube, and is available, of course, as a paper-based tool. It's intended to be used by educational developers to work alongside academics and for academics themselves and teachers to think seriously about how they might deploy different digital resources in different learning contexts. Now, to support this process, there's a YouTube channel with examples of different videos drawn from the Newsfilm Online archive initially, and we'll be adding to this constantly. And we've also developed a community site to share work from the project at diale.net, a WordPress site. If you want to follow up any of the comments, there are also a number of publications related to this work. So let's have a little look at the framework itself. Essentially, down the left-hand side, there are a series of learning designs, and across the top, a number of spaces, and we're increasingly beginning to think about learning contexts, but at the moment we talk about spaces in which learning and teaching might take place. So these spaces could be independent, self-study, home-based, traditional distance learning materials, in virtual spaces such as a VLE, an online environment or a wiki, in mobile spaces through mobile devices, in a workshop or practical situation, small spaces, a seminar or tutorial room, or indeed a traditional lecture theatre or assembly. And the examples are designed to look at the ways in which these different spaces might use different forms of digital artifact for learning engagement. Let's have a look at the learning designs. At the moment, the learning designs, as of April 2011, have been drawn from a range of our own existing experience, and these are all detailed on the website. We start with stimulus, essentially the way that one might stimulate interest and learner engagement right off the bat. Examples such as topping and tailing, showing a clip with sound and then showing it again without sound. Stopping a clip at an appropriate moment and asking what happens next, and so on. Then we have narrative, activities that enable learners to develop a story or a narrative using video clips in different ways. We have collaborative, ways in which peer interaction might be encouraged through working with particular artifacts to co-construct knowledge and understanding, and conceptualization, which we break down into a number of different higher order thinking skills, things like predicting, watching a clip and identifying what might be about to happen, looking through a particular clip and deciding what it is that the clip is actually trying to communicate, whether one can create new visualizations for existing material through flow diagrams or through storyboards. And then a whole range of higher order skills, inquiry, embracing problem-based learning, case study learning, inquiry, authoring, students actually producing a product, clips being used for empathy to actually encourage students to recognize different perspectives other than their own, research, using clips to develop research material, representational, using clips to understand how new stories represent the world in different ways and for different purposes, and figurative, analogy, metaphor, different ways in which clips might be used to represent different ideas. A range of different ideas to encourage staff to think beyond content about how students use material.